Hello everyone, in this video I will show you the process of making a delicate feather brooch decorated with crystals, beads, pearls and seed beads. The full list of used materials you can find in the description below. Using a stencil, cut the first feather out of the dense felt. Cut the second feather out of the thin felt. It should be about 3mm larger than the first. You can find a link to this stencil in the description down below. Sew these two feathers together on the center line with small stitches. After that, put the sinthetic on and sew on the edges as shown in the video. Sew on as close to the edge as possible. The same should be repeated on the other side. In the center, embroider a line with Japanese bugle beads. String 2 beads with the needle at an equal distance to those 2 beads. Pass the needle through before the last bead and insert this last bead and so on. On the left side, I sewed a 4.4mm crystal chaton, 7.20mm crystal, 9.18mm crystal, 15.22mm droplet crystal, 13.18mm crystal, and the same two crystals as the top. I will sew these pearl beads of different sizes and the seed beads on the empty areas between the crystals. I embroider the right side of the feather with size 15 Japanese seed beads. Pass the needle as close to the edges as possible. I decided to make a gradient from the grey colour to dark lilac and then back to grey. On the back side, I glued the cardboard a couple of millimetres less than the embroidery. Glue the clasp on the cardboard and wait for it to completely dry. Then glue on a leatherette in which I've already made 2 holes for the clasp. Cut about 1.5 meters of molar filament and pass the needle through all of the layers, leaving a 7 centimeter long tail. Pass a needle through all of the layers in the same place again and wrap the monofilament around the needle 2 to 3 times and tighten it well. String 1 size 15 seed bead and pass through all of the layers in the same place. Pass through this seed bead with a needle down and then up and tighten it well. String the next seed bead and pass it through all of the layers 1 to 2 meters further. And pass this seed bead down and then up and so on. Pass through the first seed bead, top and then down, and tie both tails into several knots. Next, make a fringe of seed beads. At first I added 4 seed beads, then 5, 6, 7, and until there are 14 in the middle, where the darkest seed beads are. Next, I gradually reduced the amount of beads, so from 13, 12, 11 and so on. Pass through the last seed bead on the row. String the necessary amount of seed beads, move the last seed bead and pass through the rest of the seed beads and through the last seed bead in the row. My feather is done. Ask any questions in the comments and I will try to answer everyone. Thank you for watching. I'd be grateful if you could subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell to receive notifications for my new, interesting tutorials.